Hi everybody, this is Outwoman Blockchain coming to you from Consensus 2022, and I'm here with Charu from Unique.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Justyna, for meeting me today.
Well, thank you for coming. So the purpose of this is to educate people about what's happening within the Polkadot ecosystem and to let them know how the different parachains are working and what they do. So why don't you explain just from the beginning what is Unique and what are you guys doing?
Okay, Unique Network is the NFT chain for Polkadot and Kusama. And as you've must have heard that Polkadot has all these parachains and Kusama has all these parachains. So over the last 1 year, we've secured a parachain slot on Kusama as well as on Polkadot network. So we will be live very soon on Polkadot. And in terms of what we offer is the NFT middleware and infrastructure for anyone who'd like to build their own NFT marketplace or ecosystem. One of the things we believe in is for the next generation of NFT use cases, the capabilities of NFTs required are beyond what we see today around digital collectibles. So, for example, advanced ownership models and sponsoring, scheduling, we'll get to that later, but we are essentially powering our blockchain with all the advanced NFT capabilities for next generation of use cases.
That sounds great, and I think just to scale it back, maybe provide us with a use case. You mentioned on stage, making it less expensive for people because participation can be difficult and access can be difficult if things are expensive.
Yes, absolutely. So as I said on stage that CryptoPunks, which started as a punk movement, as a representation of what the NFTs were going to be, has suddenly gone out of reach, and there are millions who associate with that movement, but there's only millionaires who can buy them now. So that's the reason we wanted to buy that punk, fractionalize it, and give access to people, as many as individuals who want to be associated with the movement. So breaking down the access barriers. Plus, we are based on Polkadot, so we wanted to make sure we're doing this on the Polkadot ecosystem. CryptoPunks are an Ethereum-based asset using blockchain interoperability. We've managed to bring CryptoPunk into the Polkadot ecosystem on our Kusama parachain, which is called Quartz, and that's where we fractionalize it and give it into the hands of community for free.
Yeah, and I think that's the power of tokenomics and ecosystems. It's really for me what's interesting is the social impact and the access, like you said, when things become inaccessible, because we can do the same thing with other physical assets. Now We're talking digital assets. So maybe you could explain what is how are you working with community to enable, let's say, up and coming artists, or what are you doing in terms of community building?
Right. In terms of community buildings, this activity is really to get them to experience and get their hands on this tech. That's one part of community building. The other part is around art. Last year we launched Digital Art for Climate, which is in partnership with UN Habitat and IAAI Glocha. Both of them are United Nations accredited organizations. And this art competition was open to anyone in the world, irrespective of their experience or comfort with digital technologies. So we accepted real art as well, as long as it was climate oriented. And we then did a competition. There are 3 winners, 26 finalists, and this entire gallery was presented at COP26. So that was another sort of community building activity for the artists and creators, and this is just the beginning. The art competition hopefully will happen again next year, and we'll add more capabilities. So this the winners and the winning art will be soon on auction. And right now, as we speak, there is a press conference happening in Bonn, in Switzerland, and so there's lots of stuff happening around that as well.
It seems like there's a lot of social impact driving your organization. So maybe you can go into that for us a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So one of the things that NFTs have become a multi-billion-dollar industry, but they've also gained criticism around their impact on climate. As I said on stage, one NFT mint leaves 48 kilos of carbon dioxide emissions, which is not really what we were working towards as a community. So that's the reason we build on Polkadot, and the emissions on Polkadot are negligible. So that's sort of one of the biggest focus areas in terms of our impact. We want to make artists, as many as we can, we want to make them aware of this technology that exists so that they can make an informed decision about choosing the right platforms to make their art and get comfortable with. So that's one of our key objectives, driving awareness amongst the art community.
Mm-hmm. And the awareness, I think, is also, I think, like you said, tied back to some of the socio-economic things that you're trying to address. Is that correct?
Yes. So again, the art competition we did, this brought in artists from Kenya, from Philippines, and the winning artist is actually from the Philippines. His name is Briggs, and he became an overnight sensation in the Philippines, was interviewed by CNN because of this award, and he became an inspiration for many artists who were aspiring to be financially independent in socially conducive ways. So yes, absolutely, this does drive the impact for art communities, makes them financially independent, gives them a platform for them to share their art with the world and the collectors who they didn't have access to earlier.
Understood. And what about your own journey within the space? Can you give us a bit of a background of why you're excited about this? Where do you see yourself going?
Sure. Well, in terms of my background, I've worked with IBM for 8 years in tech marketing. I spent some time leading IBM Asia Pacific blockchain marketing, and that gave me the first taste of blockchain. This was back in 2016, and I started to see this whole public blockchains and the crypto world boom outside, and I wanted to explore that, so I left IBM end of December 2020. Moved into this space, and I love the energy, the creativity in this space, and just the amazing talent. Everyone has such brilliant ideas. So where I see myself in this space, learning new things every day.
Yeah,
for the next 5 years, I guess.
That's awesome, and it's a very fast and evolving, and there's always it's amazing, to have read about assets being tokenized and now seeing this become a reality.
Yes.
I think for me, it's like being in the space. The longer you're there, you'll hear about projects that are doing this, and then it becomes a reality. You're like, oh wow, it's a real thing now. We can do with anything. It's amazing.
Exactly. And so come claim your fraction of CryptoPunk. Be a part of this movement.
I have to. I didn't get a chance to get the QR code when you were up there. You have to send it to me. And so thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure to speak with you today. And what would you like to leave the audience with knowing, what should they be looking for from Unique Network going forward?
I'd say that if you are not a part of the NFT movement or the crypto movement, the time is now. Join Unique Network Telegram community. We want to make it very, very accessible. Get the first experience and join the journey of Monique, this character who's all set to build a fair equitable access to Web3, and we'll take it from there.
That's very interesting. And do you feel like you chose a character like that because it's part of storytelling within the ecosystem? What's the driver here?
So the driver was we wanted a character who people could associate with. And of course, to be honest, there's also a price consideration. We had to buy a CryptoPunk, but our story definitely stays on point, that Monique will be the inspiration for many others to build solutions which are transparent, open for all, and anyone who wants to be a part of this can be. So that's the inspiration behind this character, Monique.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to more conversations with you, and I want to see what you guys are up to.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.